Hey guys, so we got some pretty good Palantir news yesterday, and I want to give my thoughts on it. Now, I may not be the biggest financial expert of all time, but this right here, when it comes to the cloud, that's my line of work. Palantir announces strategic partnership with Cloudflare focused on cloud cost optimization. Now, Cloudflare is a pretty big a name in the IT space. It works in the whole cloud area. Now, I would call it more cloud defense. And it does stuff like public DNS, but it also does stuff like DNS proxying, which adds a layer of separation between the world and your stuff. And I guess it makes it a bit harder to get DDoSed. Like they also offer email protection and proxying and stuff like that. It's pretty big. I use it personally, and yeah, I mean, this is a pretty big company to be in a partnership with. Now, as far as the stock price, it has not exactly had the best year of all time, but I mean, neither has most of tech. Now, how does Palantir factor into this? Now, I'm not going to read this. You can pause and read this if you want to, but I am going to paraphrase this from my line of work. Having a cloud environment is pretty complex stuff, both from the IT infrastructure part and the financial spend part. I mean, you have to choose a cloud provider. You have to choose multiple cloud providers. You know, whether you're going to go with one, whether you're going to go with multiple. What kind of data are you going to put in the cloud versus keeping on-prem? What are your VPN connections? How many you're going to have to your cloud resources? What location data centers of cloud environments? Because I know with Azure, they have different regions. I mean, how many are you going to get? How many VMs are you going to put on it? As far as what subscription model are you going to get? How much are you going to spend on it? How much of your personnel are you going to commit to keeping the cloud resources going? Like, there's a lot of choices that you have to make. Now, I don't think this right here will be very useful to a customer with a very small cloud presence, so it would need to be someone with a sizable one. So, in other words, it's a challenge, as Sankar says. Now, what Palantir is going to do here is basically it has pre-built infrastructure here, so it's already built and whatnot. Is that after the customer signs on with this whole Palantir Cloudflare thing, Palantir's infrastructure is going to evaluate the customer's cloud environment as far as cloud vendors, spend, and all that stuff, and it's going to presumably come up with a way to improve the cloud environment, reduce cloud costs and stuff like that. And its integration with Cloudflare is that, I mean, it's likely going to recommend Cloudflare for one or more of these recommendations. So anyways, going back to investor mode, one thing we don't see here is a dollar amount. So we don't know, at least from Palantir's side, I'm not going to talk about the Cloudflare side because I'm not a Cloudflare investor. We don't know what Palantir is getting out of this as far as, financially. And I mean, this idea sounds pretty cool. It sounds like a pretty good idea for customers with a large cloud footprint or a customer that is trying to have a large cloud footprint. But all we know is that this partnership is happening. We don't know how well this is going to do over time, and that is something that we want to see before we write this off as a fantastic move or a not fantastic move. Like Cloudflare has a lot of weight in the IT world. I mean, I'll be the first to admit that, but we don't know how well this solution is going to do, and we'll have to wait for next, more information on that, either through earnings calls and Q&As and stuff like that, or through news. But I am very curious to see over time how well this actually does. So what I'm saying is, don't get your hopes up. Like, this is a great partnership. This is a great start to something, but we don't know how this is going to go, and we need to know that before we, praise this or devalue this. But anyways, take care. Have a great day and eat your vegetables.